Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, all about radio programming. I know I've been doing way less of the videos as before. It's because after a while I just sort of run out of things to be able to teach you in a video as opposed to having you right here with me. So, I'm sorry about that, but it just is the way it is. After 100 and some lessons, it's just hard to keep going. But something came up today that I wanted to point out to you because I think it's incredibly important. Two things crossed my mind. One was the Coleman research report that got in my email this morning. I read it and was like, wow, which made me flash back on number 2, which was May of last year, May of 2023. I did a lesson here. I did a video, as you can see it on the screen. I could feel, it just seemed like the time was right. It was correct, actually even before that, but it took me probably a good year, 9 months to kind of, you know what, I think I should say something about this. And this is already, from right now, a year back, okay? That country was crossing over, in my mind, so many ways that, you could actually do a country and pop radio station. In the Coleman research, that's right here, and I'll put a link below that you can go and read the whole thing. I'm not going to go into it a lot because that's not the purpose of what this video is about. Country music now is a force unto itself in pop music, in CHR music, and also in rock music. It's blending into all three. It's crossing into all three of those formats. Country music used to do this in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then it sort of went out of fashion. You didn't see it very much. But I'm just telling you it's back. Now, what's the purpose of this video? It's not an I told you so video. I could care less about that. The purpose of the video is to point out, and I'm just using facts now of like, hey, I'm not making this up. When you feel something, because I didn't have any data on this. I had no data whatsoever, a year ago, or even getting that feeling 2 years ago. It's like circumstantially, like you see this and you see that, and you see these other things, and you go like, you know what, they're not normal. Or it's going against the grain of what everybody says. As an example, you go to a Tim McGraw concert, went to one, and went to a Zac Brown concert, bunch of other country acts, and you look around. So I saw Brooks and Dunn on a bunch of YouTube videos, and you look at the audience, and you forget the band for a second. Just kind of look around in the crowd when you're there, or you look on the YouTube audience when the cameras are going through the crowd, and you look and you go like, this is like a CHR crowd. These are young girls. They're young guys. They are not dressing with like cowboy people, if that's kind of what you think it might be. They're 100% like a pop crowd or a CHR crowd or a rock crowd. Like 100%. And it's, again, circumstantial. But you go like, how can that be? Something's different about this picture. And again, if you see that and a bunch of other things so much, if you see that, for any format, not just this country thing, anything that you see, if you're a programmer and you want to be a really good one, okay, you can't copy, because radio, probably television too, probably most things, but radio for sure. Radio is such a copying format. Everybody copies, which totally blows, okay? I just hate it when people copy, because it's kind of like, do you not have any creative energy inside you whatsoever? Or you're just going to do like, we should do this. Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll kind of keep you in the crowd. But if you want to blow past the crowd, you got to take some risks and you got to work with your gut and stuff. But not a whole, 100% gut. Your gut is telling you something because it's seeing facts. It's just how you interpret those facts or how you pay attention to those facts, which most people don't do. Again, purpose of the video. Most people do not take into account the facts that they're seeing and translate them into gut feel, and then translate that into actually doing something about it, changing your programming, changing your format in some way to start pulling those little pieces in, which probably most people in the audience would have no idea what you're doing, and just go, hey, I like this station. It's doing cool stuff. That's probably the outcome. It's probably not going to be anything radical at all. So anyway, I hope that helped. I was going to say, hey, stay tuned for the next video, but I have no idea when the next one will come because, like I mentioned, few and far between now, unless something comes up that I think it's important to you. Anyway, until then, whatever that video is, see ya.